What everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're back with another NHL video here on our main channel. I haven't uploaded on this in quite a while, so if you have any videos on video, like, subscribe to the notifications, hit me up on Snapchat. I had my socials and bios, so let's get into this. Yes, we have a lot to talk about here. So the last trade I think I talked about was Quinn Hughes, Philip Deneau, Mason Marchment. The Igor Chinnikov move that I think that Carolina Hurricanes acquire forward Yusuf Alamaki from the Utah Mammoths for future consideration. I don't know if I talked about that. Oh, I don't know if I talked about how I did that. Yeah, so the last thing I think I talked about was the Wild trade on December 12th. So, December 19th, Montreal Canadiens acquire forward Philip Deneau from the Kings for a second-round pick in 2026. Blue Jackets acquire forward Mason Marchment from Seattle for a second-round pick in 2027 and a fourth-round pick in 2020 in the 2026 NHL draft. Minnesota acquire forward Boris Tkachuk from Tampa Bay for forward Michael Millen something. Penguins acquire forward Igor Chinnikov from the Columbus Blue Jackets for forward Dan Heinen, a second-round pick in 2026, and a third-round pick in 2027. That trade's been going very, very well for the Penguins. Igor Chinnikov has been fantastic. Flyers acquire forward Philip Tomasino from the Penguins for defenseman Igor Zamala. January 5th, Canes acquire forward Yusuf Alamaki from Utah for future considerations. Blackhawks acquire forward Ryan Ellis, Jake Furlong, and a fourth-round pick in 2028 from the San Jose Sharks for goalie Laurent Brossoit. Defenseman, what the heck is this? Defenseman Nolan Allen and a seventh-round pick in 2028. January 16th, Ducks acquire forward Jeffrey Veal from the Bruins for a fourth-round pick in 2026 draft. Canes acquire defenseman Kyle Masters, a fourth-round pick in 2026 NHL draft from the Sharks for a fifth-round pick in 2027. Yeah, I know nothing about that. I already talked about that in another video. Here's something I didn't talk about. Sharks acquired forward Kiefer Sherwood from the Vancouver Canucks for defenseman Cole Clayton, a second-round pick in 2026 NHL draft, and a second in 2027. I do like that for them. I know I didn't talk about that. I actually kind of like the Sharks, what they're building in San Jose. Yeah, Penguins acquire Ilya Sulyov from Colorado for Valtteri Puustinen, a seventh in this year's draft. Canes acquire forward Victor Noishev from the Sabres for defenseman Gavin, I don't know. Islanders acquire defenseman Carson Soucy from the Rangers for a third-round pick in 2026. Again, I like that for the Islanders. Obviously, the Islanders, we know the Rangers are all going to be selling. I'm going to make a video about that probably early next week. Since I'm going to start doing a lot of uploading on this channel in the next, all this month, once the Olympic break starts, starting Friday probably. Then this happened. The Dallas Stars acquire forward Jeremy Poirier from Calgary for defenseman Gavin White. Okay. New Jersey Devils acquire forward Nick Bjugstad from St. Louis for forward Thomas Bordelot and a fourth-round pick in 2026. So that happened today. I like that trade for the Devils. Obviously, we know the Devils are, they're probably not going to make the playoffs. I don't even think, if I look at the NHL standings as of now, no thank you, don't give me NHL. More sports, NHL. If you look at the standings in the division, in the Eastern Conference division, the Metropolitan, the Devils are down here. They're near the bottom. So it's the Flyers, the Devils, and then the Rangers. So the Devils are not even in the wild card spot. Now, there is still a lot of hockey left. There's probably no way in heck the Devils are making the playoffs this year, unfortunately. And then today also happened. Today, the Kings acquire forward Artemi Panarin, aka the Bread Man, from the New York Rangers for forward Liam Green, 2 conditional draft picks. And then a little bit later, we also found out that the Panarin signs a 2-year, $22 million contract extension with the LA Kings, and he signed, and he gets an 11 mil. He gets AAV of 11 mil for the next 2 seasons. Obviously, we know he was going to be traded. This is kind of like the start of it all happening. Obviously, we know that, like I said. But yeah, so that's kind of it on there. So now going over to like other stuff here with the NHL. Jones of Penguins suspended 20 games. So Caleb Jones got suspended 20 games without pay for violating. He got PEDs. He took PEDs, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of stupid. But the big news of the day. Now, obviously, this is terrible news. Predators GM. Barry Trotz announced his retirement. But he's obviously going to stay until they have found someone else to take over, which I feel like that's actually a good idea. News. See if I can find some top stories here. Now, here's something I want to talk about. Now, what the heck is going on? Where in the world is it? I saw it. Kucherov. Waiver wire. Oh, yeah. Sunday was the Stadium Series. Obviously, that was interesting. I watched some of that team. There was a goalie fight. So now the big news I want to talk about here on on this channel is this could be. So some of you don't know this, or maybe you do if you saw my NHL news. Let's see. So we can go on like the NHL website. Maybe it's on the NHL website. Sorry guys if this video is a little bit longer because yeah. News. So I can find his name. Get that out of there. So there is a you go on this view stats because this is big news potentially. So there is a potential prospect. He's currently at Penn State. Yeah, I can find his name. Gavin McKenna. That's his name, by the way. Gavin McKenna. I'm sorry, but you are kind of an idiot, my guy. He was charged with assault. Which, I don't know what kind of assault. He was supposed to be the first-round pick of the NHL draft this year in June. Now, obviously, we don't know what was it like? You can charged with preliminary hearing. This happened Saturday. I don't know when that is. We are aware of the charges, however. So I can find like the Penn State. Penn State hockey statement. Regarding Gavin McKenna. So, Devin McKenna, he could be, apparently, his NHL career could be over before it even starts. Now, it's Friday, and the next home game is 18-8 with hopes of returning to the Frozen Four. I don't know what the Frozen Four is. I don't watch college hockey, so I have no idea what the... He was arrested. Yeah, he's supposed to be a top prospect. Obviously, Gavin McKenna did something stupid. Like I said, he was supposed to be the number 1 prospect. Offense of harassment. Oh my god. If he's up to 20, found guilty, he would be serving 20 years in prison. Where the charges that is no comment. Police cannot do what happened. Only information. Yeah, so I will technically be hoping to keep looking on to the Gavin McKenna. I will probably be uploading more once we know more. Upload all the except all cookies, yes. Gavin McKenna was charged with a felony on Wednesday by Whitney Lions after his team played first ever outdoor game at Beaver Stadium, downtown bar with friends, leaving the victim with a... What? How do you... Okay, so he must have punched somebody in the jaw. And the person got their jaw was broken. Now, will he... I feel like that is a... I feel like he basically broke someone's jaw. But it requires 6 to 8 weeks. Now they probably have to have surgery. But I feel like maybe the person said something to him that made him be upset. I don't really know what's going on with all that, but obviously, like I said, at the end of the day, we'll know more as time goes on with this whole Gavin McKenna thing. If that's what he did, then I feel like what did Gavin McKenna do? Like, if he, extreme indifference, leaving during family following a team been at so his father was drunk. More 11 goals, 21 assists, 32 points. He apparently just broke someone's jaw. So I feel like that is you break. Now, if they were trying to attack him, then they deserve it. I feel like they were just we don't know what's gonna happen. Now, okay, so it is. So if you, punch someone in the jaw. Now, if they're trying to, attack you, I don't know. we'll see. Like I said, we'll see what happens. Now I feel like if the victim of the person that Dad McKenna broke their jaw, probably was again. We'll see what happens. Oh my God! Sorry, my uncles. My uncle and his thing. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously, like I said, so I'm gonna have a lot of like NHL stuff. I'll be uploading a lot on this channel now that once the what's that called? Once the Olympic break. So tomorrow's like the last day of the Olympic break. Until the last day of the Olympic break. The last day of games up until after the Olympic break, which okay. But yeah, no, so like I said, tomorrow is the last. More colors red, yeah. Tomorrow is the last day of games until after the Olympic break, so Friday, what I will do, I obviously have my other job on Friday, but I will be home in the evening, so I'll probably upload. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to be on this channel, like, a lot, the next, like, the rest of the whole month here, but obviously I'm just looking at my emails. There we go. I don't really have anything else to say tonight, but yeah, basically what I was going to say was we are back on the grind on this channel. I'll be doing my power rankings on Friday, on this weekend, probably at some point, probably Friday, probably on Saturday. I'll be doing my mid-season prediction. We'll be doing mid-season predictions, we'll be doing power rankings for the year, we'll be doing, what else am I going to try to do? Probably talk a little bit of the deadline stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of like it. But yeah, like I said, that's kind of it. So if you guys like these kind of videos, remember, leave a like, subscribe to the notification, hit me up on Snapchat. All of my socials will be, hold on, my phone is about to die. Hit me up on my add my socials, but yeah, peace.